Hey guys, I've got another mock offseason here on sticktothemodel.com. Want to go ahead and jump right into it. We're doing the New York Jets. They've got a lot of holes, they've got a lot of needs, and we're going to see if we can get them all filled and be a competitive team for once. Jumping right in, this is the sticktothemodel.com, be a GM. Use the link down in the description if you want to sign up. It's an amazing tool. I'm going to walk you through some of the options while we're doing it, but you basically start from the beginning of the offseason, go through managing your cap, doing some trades, free agency, and then the draft. So what's really cool is to start, you've got some smart suggestions. It just kind of shows you where you can save the most money and what players you might want to consider franchise tagging. But yeah, we're just going to go a little bit step by step and figure this out. So let's look at the smart suggestions first. To me, Harrison Phillips is, 7.4 million is not nothing, but he's a decent nose tackle. Keep in mind, no one looked great on the Jets, but I know that he was ranked in the top 20 for PFF grades. He's decent. I'm not going to cut him. If there's a restructure that we can do, we might look at that. But right here, we're just not cutting him. Sam Womack, he's a potential cut. I think I would cut him. Our secondary, after trading away, I'm speaking as our because I'm the Jets GM now. The trading away of Sauce Gardner definitely depleted the secondary a little bit. You still need some bodies, but to me, Womack's just not worth any money. And I think that's pretty much it. Joe Tippmann's another possibility. Let's see if we can look at it. So he's got some dead money. I didn't know if it would have any details of his playing, but they do say production doesn't match the 4.6 million cap hit. So we're going to cut both, save that money there. We are going to restructure Brandon Stevens' contract. He is one that is too expensive to cut, but restructuring helps a little bit, and you're hoping he's your third or fourth corner on the team this year. If we can save $4.2 million, we'll go ahead and do that. Garrett Wilson, we can save 1.5. Why not? He's not going anywhere. He is the best player still on the roster. Extension candidates. So we've got a couple guys that are up. Adonai Mitchell he's got 2 years left. I'm not going to pay him yet. Braylon Allen, if we're not going to franchise tag Breece Hall, Braylon Allen as of right now is your top running back. He's only 21 years old. I don't mind a small extension at this price. He's shown flashes, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm not extending Mitchell or Brownlee. God, they're saying elite value. I got to look this up. Jarvis Brownlee. Let's look at his PFF. I don't trust PFF for everything, but I'm curious of where they graded him, because to me he was an average corner at best. Yeah. I'm not saying that that's the end all be all, but I thought he was pretty average. So I'm not going to extend him yet. He's got 2 years left. We're going to let it ride. Franchise tag candidates, to me, it's really only Breece Hall that you're considering, and he's made it kind of clear he doesn't want to be in New York, and running back is not the position to spend the money on right now. So I think we're moving on from there. So let's just go position by position. Quarterback, Justin Fields is not the answer here or anywhere. If you restructure, you could do a void year, which really just adds dead money for a couple of years down the road. So that would save $9.4 million right now. We might come back to that. Brady Cook is just not it. He got to play a couple games, and I think he went 2 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He's not it. I'm not going to do that. Cutting saves the million. I think I'm just going to cut him. He's just not worth it. And Bailey Zappi, I'm okay with him being the backup quarterback. He's fine. Pending free agents, Tyrod Taylor and Hendon Hooker. Hooker, I liked in college. He's actually from Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina, so I got to see him a little bit in high school, and he was a lot of fun to watch. I just don't think that he's going to be the answer. Tyrod, if we're trying to win right now, he's not the answer. If you've got an elite quarterback, you can bring him in to be the backup. I don't know that I'm bringing Tyrod back for what he's going to cost. So I think we stick with Bailey Zappi, and I think I'm going to try to trade Justin Fields when it gets to that point of the offseason. I don't know what we'd be able to get for him, but we'll address that when we get there. Running back, we've got Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. We've got to add somebody here. Pending free agents, obviously Breece Hall. I like Khalil Herbert a little bit. It's just like a third down back. Let's just see what we can do. Add 1 year to it. We can just see if we can get him for a little cheaper. And we'll just do that. All right, we were able to keep him. Just for numbers, you're still going to bring in another running back, and somebody might be cut before the season. Wide receivers, assuming Wilson's healthy for this year, he's great. Adonai Mitchell, you would really like to have as your third or fourth receiver, and the rest of the guys are just guys. Nobody that you're really going to save a ton of money with. Let's just cut Irvin Charles. Save that $1 million and see where else we can spend it. And Quentin Skinner's still really, really young. Not that he has shown any promise yet. I mean, the whole receiving core is young. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm cutting Quentin Skinner just for an extra $1 million. John Metchie this guy has been around the entire league at the age of 25 and has not produced anywhere. Tyler Johnson, to me, well, it won't let us. We can only franchise tag him. It won't let us do anything with him there. So let's move on, and we'll see what happens in free agency. You're going to want to bring in one or two tight ends. Nobody of note, and no way to save a ton of money. Let's see what restructuring Mason Taylor would do. Nothing. He's still very young. Restructuring here, 0.3, nothing worthwhile. Offensive line needs a lot of help. Elijah Vera Tucker would be nice to have. I know that he didn't grade out great this year, but he's still worth keeping around for the money that he's going to keep, or for the money that he's going to earn. And I think that's really about it. Max Mitchell's okay, but Olufashanu's got to get the start. Do they have him on here twice? Am I crazy? They've got him on here twice. Okay. I'm just gonna, screenshot that for later. Trying to help them fix any of the bugs. And we're gonna go ahead and cut one of them. And go from there, because we don't want two of those contracts on the books. So we do need to, I mean, that's so much dead money. We definitely need another tackle for depth. So let's just extend Max Mitchell. Doesn't need to be long. We'll do that. Still got $92 million in cap. Okay. Edge. Will McDonald I like Will McDonald. He's shown some promise. And we're only losing Michael Clemens. So there's not much to do here other than try to improve in the offseason. The rest of the D-line, we're keeping Harrison Phillips, as we've already discussed. And there's nobody else really worth bringing back unless, I mean, Jawan Briggs. Let's look him up. It's hard to remember every single player in the league. Jawan Briggs had a good year. Let's get him back here. So we're going to extend Jawan Briggs. And this is just me admitting I don't know every single player on every single team, but he had a solid enough year that he's going to get an extension and keep him on the roster. Linebackers, Jermaine Johnson still holding strong. Jamin Sherwood, we've already restructured. Mykal Walker, we can't do anything other than franchise tag any of these guys, so we're going to have to let them hit free agency, and we'll see what we do to fix that position. Cornerback, we're going to need some help. We've kept Brownlee, we've restructured Stevens, and the rest are really not worth mentioning. We're letting two walk. And safety, nobody that we can write home about. Need a lot of help at safety. And then up here you can see we definitely need help at wide receiver, corner, and quarterback. But that's pretty much it for the cap management. We're going to move on to the next part, which is trades. And what's cool is you always get some trades coming in. And sometimes it is some solid players and people that you might want, like Trey Tucker, Cole Kmet. That makes sense that Chicago might move on from him with them adding Loveland. He's been pretty solid for them. Budda Baker, we do need a safety, and he's expensive, but that's a late pick. I really kind of want to make that move, but let's see what we can add first. We're going to build our own. Like I said, I'm going to try to go ahead and trade Justin Fields. I don't expect to get a lot. Let me know down in the comments if you were to trade Justin Fields, what you'd hope to get back. Now, the tough part is thinking of a team that might want him. Tennessee's got Cam Ward. Vegas is going to draft Mendoza. No. Pittsburgh's not taking him back, even though they might need a quarterback. Arizona, there's a lot of talk of them moving on from Kyler Murray, so that's a potential spot. Indianapolis, are they going to bring back Daniel Jones? What are they going to do? They could be a potential spot, because I still don't think they believe in Anthony Richardson. Everybody seems to have a quarterback pretty much set. Cleveland's not going to trade for another quarterback. They've got too many that are already on their roster that aren't good. Miami, new coach might not want Tua, but I doubt they're going to want Justin Fields. He's not going back to Chicago. New Orleans seems to be set. Yeah, I mean, Minnesota, there's a lot of talk about Kirk Cousins signing there. So to me, it's either Arizona or Miami. And so let's just go to Arizona. I think of the two, that is the more likely one. We're going to add a pick. First, there's no way first or second's happening. Third, so it says value of 55. Let's see what they had Justin Fields valued at. Trade grade is a 33. So 33. Let's see if we can stretch to a fourth. I feel like if I'm getting a fourth back for Justin Fields, I'm pretty happy. They accepted it. So we've added a fourth. And then from here, I think that means, look at our cap. It just jumped up by being able to get rid of Justin Fields. We're acquiring him. See if we can restructure it and save some money. Yep, we're taking Budda Baker and restructuring him. Safety's been improved. Daxton Hill's pretty solid and fills a need for corner. You know who we should go get? Let's go get. Okay, that's pretty cool. Max Crosby. Max Crosby is going to be up. There's going to be people calling. We're not giving up number 2 overall pick. I'd be willing to give up both second, maybe not both seconds. Yeah, both seconds. And we got to give up something player-wise to help with the contract situation. Maybe not. We don't have anybody of significant value. Yeah, let's just give up picks. There's a chance that they would accept that, but let's be a little realistic. Let's add a third for next year as well. Trade accepted. We've added Max Crosby. Max Crosby and Budda Baker are now Jets. Now, my last move is, because of all this, I say we need to move down because there's not a quarterback for us to take. So we are going to try to move back, and so let's think about who might be available there. You've got the top tackles. You've got Jeremiah Love, if somebody's in love with him. You've got the top wide receivers, and you've got David Bailey or Arvell Reese, edge rushers, linebackers. So there's definitely positions of value. To me, Dallas has 2 first-round picks. And I would love to get both of them for the 2nd overall pick. They need an edge rusher. And that allows us to get some more depth. This is not the year for the Jets to make it to the playoffs and win everything. But I think we're setting ourselves up for the following year to be able to do that. So what if, instead of doing that, we get there next year, first round, as well as let's do a 4th rounder this year. Shoot, I'm going to try to get even a 4th is the best they've got. Try all 3. We've added 2 first-round picks and only moved down 10 spots. Yeah, we're moving well right now. So let's go ahead and get into free agency. Breece Hall, we're going to let walk. Let's just go position by position. We know we need a quarterback, and I've had one in mind, and it could end up biting us in the butt. But Malik Willis, we're going to give you a 2-year deal. Welcome to the Jets. Malik Willis is going to be the starting quarterback in New York this year. And then running back, this is a great free agency class for running backs. Etienne, Walker, Rashad White, and obviously Breece Hall are the top players. To me, I'd love a Travis Etienne or Kenneth Walker. This is the part where I've got to be a little realistic. The Jets are just not an attractive location for free agents. I think Malik Willis would sign here because it's obviously his starting job. Running backs, I think a Kenneth Walker who just won a Super Bowl and Travis Etienne are going to have lots of options of where to go. So I want to go to the next tier, and I'm going to get Rico Dowdle because there's the chance that he can be the starter. And I'm going to give him 2 years, and we're going to sign Rico Dowdle. So we got Rico Dowdle, and we're keeping Braylon Allen. I think that's a pretty solid tandem for running back. Wide receiver, we've got to improve here. We've got Garrett Wilson. I like a Wan'Dale Robinson in the slot. I like a Romeo Doubs opposite of him. Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans, they're not coming here. Jalen Coker is probably going to get re-signed. Exclusive rights. He's going to get kept by the Panthers. Debo's too old. Pickens isn't coming here. Alec Pierce might be a player that goes to the top bidder. And so you're just going to have to overpay for him. So I think we start. And also Juwan Jennings, I like. There's decent options. There's nobody that's going to be a star that's going to come here. But let's try Wan'Dale Robinson. 17 million's projected. We've got it. He's young. 3 years, I think, is fine. Let's just make the offer. Okay. So we've added Wan'Dale Robinson. So right now we're looking at Garrett Wilson, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Adonai Mitchell as our wide receivers. Let's see if we can sign just a depth piece, maybe a punt returner. I like Treylon Burks. We're not bringing in DeAndre Hopkins or Old Man Thielen. Noah Brown's always injured. Tim Patrick's old. Sterling Shepard, bring him back to this, New York area. Tyler Lockett, no. Duvernay. Zay Jones. Hunter Renfrow does pretty much what we've already got. Brandon Cooks is old. Wow, there's some old guys on this list. So you know what? I think we're done as far as wide receivers here. I don't want Sky Moore or Christian Kirk. De'Ami Brown's a decent return man, and I think he lost a lot of value last year, so we're going to bring him in as well. Tight end, we need help. And there's some good targets. Dallas Goedert's not coming here. Travis Kelce's going to re-sign in Kansas City if he goes anywhere. Kyle Pitts is likely to get franchise tag, but he's also going to be a hot name on the market if he makes it to the free agency, and he's not going to choose the Jets. Cade Otton, another one. He's probably the top candidate we've got a chance at. Okonkwo's either going to be franchise tagged, go back to Tennessee, or go to a contender. Njoku, he's old enough, but he is probably going to end up with a contender. I think we're looking at either a Cade Otton. Isaiah Likely is going to go to a contender. A Cade Otton, or we're looking in the like Harrison Bryant. Calcaterra is going to re-sign in Philly. They really like him. I don't mind Adam Troutman. There's no guy that's like elite here, but we want some depth, some veteran leadership. To me, it's Adam Troutman or it's Cade Otton. And I think there's still a good chance Cade Otton re-signs in Tampa Bay. He's been good enough and he's young enough that they might want him back. So let's go Adam Troutman. It's not a significant move. Offer was rejected. I'm not forcing that. Sure, we'll pay up on him. Okay. Tight end done. Offensive line. We know we need a left. We know we need another tackle, at least for depth, if not a top tier starter, and some more depth on the inside. To me, Connor McGovern, we need to move away from the guys that have been on contenders that were starters. Tyler Linderbaum is a top name, but had a really bad year. Chris Paul's going to get re-signed in Washington. Jonah Williams has not been able to stick anywhere since being drafted. Top 60%. I mean, that's, if you think about it, that's really not that good. Evan Neal is going to need another chance. And I think that he is a good backup piece and he's young enough. So we'll make him the offer. Rotational. Cam Robinson is pretty solid still. I can't believe the entire Browns offensive line is gone. Let's try Jonah Williams, and I'll sign him for 2 years. So we've addressed some offensive line. We added Max Crosby. Interior D-line. Keeping an eye on that. We don't have a ton of money left. So we need to... John Ridgeway, I really like. Boom. Sorry. He played on the Commanders, was super solid against the run, and had a good couple of years with the Saints. So we're going to bring him in. Tim Settle's another similar position guy. I think we're okay there. And then corner. I want to sign one player for corner. Once again, there's some big names here that will not be choosing the Jets. So let's move past the top ones. Rasul Douglas, I think we've got a chance at getting. So that's where we're going to go. He's old, but we've already traded. Who did we trade for? We added Budda Baker. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about. We added Budda Baker in the secondary. And so we're good here. So we're going to continue to the draft. We've made some good trades. We've added some free agents. This team is ready to make some moves. Remember, we traded back. We no longer have the second overall pick, but we've added 12 and 20. Let's see who's here. All right. I know we've got some trade offers. I think I'm done trading. I think I'm ready to just take some picks. Jeremiah Love made it to 12. There's no way. Because the Chiefs traded out of 9. Because that's where, I mean, he's not making it past 9, in my opinion. But if they've traded out and he's there, so I have a hope. So we need it. Edge rush is not. Oh, David Bailey's here too. What in the world? Arvell Reese went. Wide receivers went fast. So truthfully, I was hoping that one of the top 3 wide receivers would be here. Did not expect Jeremiah Love to be here. To me, it's Jeremiah Love or David Bailey at this spot because that's too great of a value, and I know that's not realistic. But if the Chiefs traded out, then neither of these teams are taking a running back. And if the team that traded up didn't trade up for the purpose of a running back, I'm taking Jeremiah Love I'm sorry. I know we signed Rico Dowdle, but we're taking Jeremiah Love. And then we're going Mansour Delane. We've addressed defense, we've addressed offense, and we're picking again at 20. This is insane. So offensive line needs help. We could draft our quarterback of the future. Although I'm not a Ty Simpson believer. And I know Trinidad Chambliss, I think, just got granted his 6th or 12th year of eligibility, so I don't know that he's coming out. Drew Alar, if this was a year ago, would be drafted right here, but he stayed in school, and this is what happens. And he might have had to stay in school, I'll be honest. I don't remember what year he is. So to me, it's tight end. Kenyon Sadiq has mixed reviews. He's got some drop issues. He's not as long as you'd like him to be. He's not a blocker. Runs the route tree really well. He is the top tight end in this draft class. So to me, it's him, or you're going offensive line. Either Caleb Lomu or Ione. And I'm going to be honest, that might be a really bad pronunciation of his name. See what our trade options are, how far back we'd have to trade. Out of the first round, trade down 7, and we've got enough picks. I think we got to pick. I think we go tight end. Give Malik Willis a safety blanket alongside Adam Troutman. And now we're picking back-to-back. Carson Beck is here. This could be our backup quarterback. I don't hate it. And picking back-to-back, I can do that. And then immediately, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take Carson Beck, and we're going to take Keelan Rutledge. Solid interior offensive lineman, good depth, potential starter in a year or so. Back up again. Cade Klubnik, just stockpile quarterbacks. Is that what we should do? Bryce Lance, I love at wide receiver. I know that we picked up a couple wide receivers already, but that's such a good draft pick. He's sitting right where we wanted him. I really like Wesley Williams at edge. I'm not familiar with Tucker out of Western Michigan, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to go Wesley Williams from Duke. Get us some edge rushing help. 207. Let's see what we've got at linebacker. Nothing like super high. This is just going to be projects. And so to me, you've got great pedigrees at all of these schools. I'm going to go West Weeks because he's got the best name. And then we're going to go with just some dart throws. 6'3", that's good size. Only one full season as a starter, so that means he could have a lot of upside with some more experience. Ooh, no, we're going 6'3". We're going better size. At least help on special teams, because that's really what you're going for this late in the draft. So similar situation. We just want some guys to throw some darts at. We're going to get some more D-line help. And that is our offseason. We got an A. So let's see how we do on the depth chart. I love that the site gives you the depth chart after you're done. So Malik Willis is the starter. Carson Beck, not a bad backup. Obviously, we drafted Jeremiah Love, who's off the page. He'll get moved up to the first overall. So Garrett Wilson with Bryce Lance and Wan'Dale Robinson are your starters. Adonai Mitchell and De'Ami Brown will be your 4th and 5th. Olu Fashanu, Armin Bimbau. So we could still. Keelan Rutledge is probably going to move up into one of these starting positions. Offensive line still needs a little bit of help. I can fully admit that's kind of where I missed helping out the most. Linebacker, Wes Weeks can move over to weak side. You're not playing 3 linebackers that much anyway, but it does look like linebackers the one hole that we still really have. We added Max Crosby, John Ridgeway, Max Crosby. Ridgeway will move up here. Crosby's going to move here opposite of Will McDonald, Jermaine Johnson being in the rotation. That's a great three-man pass rush rotation. Corners kept Brandon Stevens, but added Rasul Douglas. That's who I forgot about. Rasul Douglas, Buda Baker, and we drafted Mansour, but he's too far off the page. So we have absolutely destroyed the offseason. If you're a Jets fan, please let me know how I did and what you would have done differently. And if you're here from a different fandom and you've made it this far, please, first of all, consider subscribing. But second, let me know what team is your favorite, and I'll do their mock offseason if you comment down below in the comments. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see y'all next time.